Hey guys, Mike Private Library. Oh my God, Mike from My Private Library with a quick little comic haul update. I know I said I was gonna stop buying for a while, but I lie. I'm selling stuff right now, so I'm using that to fund my buying. So at the end of the video, I guess I'll post a link to my eBay page if you're interested in anything I'm selling. I'm selling a ton of stuff right now. So yeah, I don't have much this time though. So let's take a look. In my last haul video, or possibly the one before that, I got The Chill by Jason Starr, one of those Vertigo crime books, and I liked it enough that I went out and bought a couple more. The first one I grabbed was A History of Violence, the graphic novel that inspired the movie, so I think that's one of the reasons I picked it up. I knew it must have been good enough that they turned it into a movie, and I read it, I enjoyed it, cool stuff. I haven't seen the movie. And then another one that they turned into a movie eventually, Road to Perdition, with that came out with Tom Hanks a very long time ago, it seems. I'm old. So those are two. I read History of Violence, liked it. Still have to read Road to Perdition. And then I picked up these two because they seem to be the front runners of the whole Vertigo crime run. Filthy Rich by Brian Azzarello and The Bronx Kill by Peter Milligan. The whole Vertigo crime line didn't last for very long, I think. There's only about maybe 12 to 15 of these books altogether. Like Road to Perdition and History of Violence don't even technically count towards that because they were added in after the main run of things. You know, they were originally published by other publishers who've since gone under, I guess, and they were added to the Vertigo crime run after it was all done. But there are a couple other high-profile writers who wrote for this little series. I know Andy Diggle did one, and there's someone else who I can't remember. Lee Bermejo did the cover art for most of the books, so they all have that nice kind of cool look to it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I like The Chill enough that it warranted me checking these out. They're cheaper than normal trades, slightly. These are $12.99 in paperback as opposed to $16.99. So yeah, if you're a fan of crime stuff, I'd recommend checking these out, especially these two, Filthy Rich and The Bronx Kill, just because they're sort of the headliners, I guess you would call, of this little series. Okay. And, you know, they're artists that are good. They have good reputation in the comic community, so really can't go wrong. Next, Xenoholics by Josh Williamson, an original series by him out of Image. If you watched my video, my top comic from last year was Nailbiter, also by Josh Williamson, so I kind of went on a little tear trying to find anything he's written, because I have heard he is a very good writer outside of Nailbiter. I know he has Captain Midnight, and I haven't read that either, but I'm kind of slowly working up grabbing all of his stuff, and this is the first thing I've grabbed. So I guess it's about alien hunters-ish. Sounds interesting. And then Avengers vs. X-Men, the big Marvel event. I'm kind of slow keeping up with Marvel events. I grabbed Fear Itself when it first came out, you know, the hardcover, and then I think the next big Marvel event, I guess, was Age of Ultron. I read that a couple months ago when the trade came out, but in between that, I'm, you know, sort of slow going. So this is just my way of keeping up with the Marvel events. I know after this I still have to read, I think it's Inhumanity, then Infinity, Original Sin, and I guess going on now is Time Runs Out. So I kind of trade weight all those. Even though I know Infinity and Time Runs Out is kind of critical to Jonathan Hickman's current stuff with Avengers and New Avengers, I still have to read that too. I trade weight a lot. Next up, Happy, the deluxe hardcover edition from Grant Morrison, art by Derek Robertson. I read this book in single issues when it was coming out, and I grabbed the trade a long time ago, but I saw they were coming out with a nice deluxe hardcover. You know, Derek Robertson's a great artist if you're a fan of Transmetropolitan, some of his best work. So it's a little bigger than your standard trade. Same height as like the deluxe hardcover Image does for a lot of books. So his art kind of benefits from being embiggened. And it is a nice, fun story, if you've read it. And, for $25, kind of high price, but you figure you're going in stock trades, it's around $13, which is about the same price you shell out for the trade if you paid full price, so really kind of works out. There is some back matter added. There's a couple script pages, some sketches by Robertson, and I like a bunch of variant covers, including this one I really like by Mike Allred. Oh, and that's Cameron Stewart, another artist I love. So that's pretty cool. Kind of worth the cover price if you find it in stock trades or online. And if you're a fan of the series, why not? Okay. Next, The Manhattan Projects, the Deluxe Edition, Volume 1, by Jonathan Hickman, with art by Nick Pitara. This is a great series. I started picking it up in singles as soon as it was started, and I kind of fell in love immediately. I had it in trades, but they're actually some of the stuff I'm selling. And Pitara's art is great on these biggish pages. These deluxe hardcovers, just for comparison, same height and size as that other one. They're the same dimensions as like the Chew, the Omnivore editions. So, they collect 10 issues each. And I know Chew recently started coming out with the Smorgasbord edition, which collects 20 issues, but it's really too soon to tell if that'll happen to this. There is enough material currently out for a Volume 2, so we should expect to see that sometime in the future in the next couple months. I think they're currently up to issue 22 or 23, so you only need 20 to get the second volume, so it's a good sign. Next up, The Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, Volume 1. I saw this was going out of print. It was released not too long ago. I think it was released at the beginning of last year. So, relatively soon for an omnibus to be going out of print. But it is a popular run. It is a great run, collecting the beginning of his Fantastic Four and Future Foundation run. No art on it, but it is kind of pretty. It's a nice shade of blue. If you've read the run in trades, definitely worth picking up if you like having it all in one place. Hickman's run in this is great, and the art is, for the most part, amazing. You have Steve Epting, I think, being the one of the bigger artists in here, and he did great stuff with Brubaker on Captain America. A really interesting story that's continued in the second omnibus, which came out, I believe, in November last year. So, cover price $99. Amazon recently had it all the way down to $65, which for them is a pretty steep discount, which was pretty great. So I snagged it while I had the chance, because most other places it's unavailable. I know on in-stock trades it's unavailable. I did see it on cheap graphic novels, but for cover price. So at that time, Amazon was your best bet. My copy is a little wrinkled, but I can't complain. I'm just glad I found a copy. So now it's just a matter of grabbing the second omnibus, which finishes his run on the Fantastic Four Future Foundation. Glad to grab that. And then finally, Fantastic Four by Matt Fraction, collecting issues 1 through 16 of Fantastic Four and 1 through 16 of Future Foundation. It's a really cool run. He does both of them at the same time. They're taking place at roughly the same time. The Fantastic Four time traveling on vacation, and the Future Foundation, mostly made up of Scott Lang, She-Hulk, Medusa of the Inhumans, and this woman Darla, who's a pop star. I forget her last name. She becomes the new Miss Hulk. And it's a really cool story. Future Foundation, I think, was a little more fun, a little better than Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was a little more sciencey, but Future Foundation had this whole great silliness feel to it, and with the art by Mike Allred, It just really pulled it together. Mike Allred's art is kind of goofy, just being, and it worked perfectly with that series. And in the meantime, you had Mark Bagley, for the most part, working on Fantastic Four, and his art is great. But I think I like him a little better on Ultimate Spider-Man. But yeah, a great Marvel omnibus. Like I said, Michael Allred's art really benefits from these great oversized pages, just like it does on the Ecstatic omnibus. And let's get some good Bagley art. That's pretty cool. So yeah, this collects both runs in one book, which is pretty great. And if you love the series, this is perfect for it. Definitely worth cover price $99. It was on sale for 50% off on in-stock trades the first week. It might be over now, because I think it's just been over a week since it's been released. So yeah, that's been my haul. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I do have a lot of comics for sale right now, which I'm kind of using to fund buying other stuff or buying other versions. I'll post a link in the comments or in the info box if you want to check them out if you're interested. Off the top of my head, I have Deadpool by Daniel Way, almost the whole run. Fantastic Four, Future Foundation, Hickman and Fraction, almost the whole run. A couple trades of Miss Marvel by Brian Reed, which are out of print by now. I have Grant Morrison's Animal Man, 1 through 3. Punisher Max by Jason Aaron. I have the 4 hardcovers that came out. I'm selling my Manhattan Projects trades. As you can see, I got the hardcover now. And, Why the Last Man. I'm selling all 10 trades of that. So yeah, I'll post a link if you want to check them out. My prices, I think, are okay. But that's, I guess, up for you guys to decide. So yeah, that's it for comics right now. If I do get anything else, I'll let you know. In the meantime, expect to see a video review of Horns and the Deep, which I just finished last night, book-wise. And I've just started on The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So yeah, expect to see some literary updates there. And if I do get any more comics in the near future, expect to see another haul video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out the blog, myprivatelibrary.tumblr.com. Enjoy.